World champion of what?
World champion of what?
I can drop a world lead, I don't even like running. You gotta run fast just to go and get some money. I'm no Elias K, you know how I'm coming. I ain't going to no Olympics, I ain't running, I ain't jumping. I can make 100,000 at the crib being funny.
We live.
What's going on, guys?
We live.
Oh, snap.
JT, we live on Jump, JP?
I believe so.
I don't see it.
I see it. There it is. Just reload the page. It should be live.
Oh yeah, it's up.
Yeah.
What's up? What's good? What's good?
All right, we here, man. Live debate. The debate of the track and field century. Something I've noticed. I've seen it mentioned a lot. And I've seen a lot of people's position on it, and I decided to take a position on it that I feel, I guess a lot of people would definitely agree on. They're just too scared to actually say what they actually believe, or they participate in a certain event. So it's hard for them to like remove bias out of whatever their thinking is because they do the event. So they feel like it should be this and that, but it's just really not that, no matter how hard you try to push it. But the whole thing is removing field events from track. I believe that track and field shouldn't be track and field. Track and field should definitely just be track, and field should be field. I don't believe that they are a relationship that help each other. I believe that track help field, but field doesn't help track.
Okay. Sterling, you're muted.
Yeah.
Sterling top.
Nah, still muted.
Yeah,
We
bro,
can see
you're
you.
on mute.
Okay, I'll go ahead and talk then, I guess. So we are jump professors. We obviously have a love for the field events, especially the jumping events, and we think that there's not really any good reason to remove them from track and field. You know, the argument that you make for removing the field events could be applied to a lot of different sports, and like it just does not
Wait, a lot
mean
of
that they
sports
should
like
be
what?
removed. Like I know you made a thing about how the NCAA should remove the cross country.
Yeah,
Like-
but cross country is separate though. It's like not a part of track.
Okay, so what would separating it look like?
It being in two different venues during two different times. I mean, track and field could be in the same season, but they shouldn't happen at the same venue during the same time. Now they can share venues, but they shouldn't go on at the same day during. They shouldn't be running the 200 and someone is doing long jump in the middle as well as pole vault at the same time. I don't think that should be a thing.
Why not?
Three
Do you think
events
it's taking
going on.
away? Do you think it's
I mean,
taking away?
I do. Well, I don't think it's taken away from track. I think it's taken away from field. People aren't paying attention to the field because you have events that's deemed as more interesting. If someone's running the 100 and then someone is doing triple jump, people are more than likely inclined to watch the 100 versus the person that's triple jumping. More than likely, we don't even know the person triple jumping. He could jump a world record and we wouldn't have even paid attention to him. We watched this guy run 10-2 and 100 versus his world record in the 100. I mean, in the triple jump.
So it sounds like your argument is not that like they should be completely removed, just that like there should be more separation, like more focus should be placed on each of them.
Yeah, they should be separate, just like track and cross country. I mean, they're both running, but
Well, if they're going to happen at the same time and at the same venues, like what's the difference between
no, not at the same times. I think they should be like
I mean, like the
different.
same time in the year.
Yeah, I mean, they can happen the same time in a year. I mean, basketball happens the same time as track, but they aren't sharing times and venues. We go to a basketball game to watch basketball. People go to a track meet to watch people run. No one is going to a track meet to watch a person jump or watch a person throw. That's why they're like separate. You got to think about it. If you go to a meet and watch throws are somewhere way across the parking lot outside of the track venue because no one cares. it's not on TV because no one cares. It's hard to understand. I think that's where the lack of general interest come from. It's like it's hard to understand, and it's so time consuming. There are so many people doing it. It's like so much downtime in between. It's just hard to follow.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to disagree with the throws and jumps being separate from the venue itself. If you've been to Eugene, you would know that they're all in the same spot. The
Yeah,
shot puts
but
right there. They throw
that's
jab
rare
right
though.
there.
That's rare
What?
though.
Not
That's
rare.
rare.
Is that rare?
Not rare.
Is it?
I know. It's not rare.
For example, like here at Tech, bro, we got like outdoor track and all that stuff. The throws field, like where the throws happen at, is literally like a 5-minute drive away.
But that's
And, like,
because
most
your
people
venue isn't optimized. That has nothing to do with every track. That's just
Hmm.
your track.
No, I'm not
Same
saying
thing
every
at
track.
Same thing at Baylor though. Baylor, you got the track, and then the throws field is literally all the way. You got to walk all the way away from it, away from the track to get to it.
And that's how it is
Now-
in outside too.
So this kind of like brings up the question: are they not really that popular because not enough attention is being placed on them, or because they're actually just not popular? Now, I think it's because they're not given enough focus. Like they would rather show a distance runner tie his shoes on the
Right.
big screen or on the live stream than they would to show one jump. I mean, you put it in front of people and people might gain an interest, but if nobody ever sees it and nobody cares.
I don't believe it's not popular because they don't show it. I believe they don't show it because just a lack of general interest. People are in the stands at track meets and they aren't watching the jumps. Think about when you have track meets and they have like the field events that start earlier in the day and then the running events that start later in the day. People aren't there earlier in the day. Like the stands are
That's
usually
not
empty.
why. It's because a lot of people who do field events also do the sprints, especially in high school. That's
No,
not,
I'm not talking about high
Yeah.
school. I'm talking about like the
So
collegiate
college?
level and the professional level. Yeah.
I haven't been to any collegiate meets, high level collegiate meets. I'm not talking about random meets, but
Yeah.
I'm speaking of my experience from SECs, regionals, nationals. Field events are a part of the meet. I think the issue here, which you are correct, they would rather show, a distance runner tying their shoe or
Yeah.
show anything else. I think the issue is a lack of understanding. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a people just don't care about field events. I know plenty of people would like to see like how far can you throw a metal ball? I think people would be interested at if they understood the sport. Same thing goes for my event, triple jump. People have no clue what triple jump is, and I don't take offense to that because it's not their fault. It's ignorance. I don't know what a fast time in the 3K is because I'm ignorant to it. But if you can find a way to educate people, because I know overseas, especially in places like the UK, a lot of them actually do understand the field events, and that's why they get a lot of love over there. When you go for the clap, the whole stadium's clapping for you. In America, no, absolutely not.
I think a big disconnect, especially when it comes to like jumps and throws, is like the measuring system. They use I guess meters. Like we don't know what that means here. Like we don't like really learn that in school. We aren't like sitting there doing the conversions. So it's hard for people in track to follow that. So a person who don't really watch track that often, that you would just put that in front of them, they still wouldn't understand. Like it's hard to follow. And then when you have people around them running something they're familiar with, like a 5K or a 100, you're going to tune in to the 100 versus something you just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't think that's an argument for separating track and field. I think that's just an argument for have both the feet and the meters visible so that people know like both.
Yeah, but that's just a complexity that that's just hard to.
Is it really that complex though?
Yeah, it is actually. That's why, because I believe if they chose to do jumps, I mean, it's also like it's like a lack of interest, I say as well, because there's so much downtime. Like when you watch field events, you triple jumping, you see, I don't know how many people triple jumping at a time. Like I've never watched a triple jump competition, but there's a lot of people out there, and there's a lot of downtime in between, and it doesn't really seem like an actual competition because it's like one person going at a time. Imagine if it was running, they're running a 400, and each person has to go individually run a 400, get an individual time versus everybody lining up next to each other. So it's hard to understand. And I think that if you separate it, the people who understand it, they can just come and watch it because they're interested in it. But the people who aren't interested in it, they can go watch what they're interested in.
Mm-hmm. But
because
I don't think track is big enough for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it will actually grow. I don't believe field events are big enough for that. Track actually is. Whether field events are there or not, track will sell out a stadium.
No.
Yes.
In America?
Yes.
No.
Athlon sold out in New York last year.
Where?
Athlon sold out in New York last year.
All women. You know how big that stadium is? How you know how big the venue was?
It sold out.
It was pretty small.
If it was all field,
it's not like an actual stadium.
But my point is, it sold out. It was like a few thousand seats. If it was,
but they also had
field,
like Megan Thee Stallion performing. It was like a concert. So I mean, that's not exactly equivalent.
There's other track meets. Think about this. Think about NCAA nationals. If it was just track on one day and you had to buy tickets and it was filled the next day, what would the stands look like both days?
There's really no way of answering that.
There is a way. You don't want to say it because you do field events, but know.
Okay, I'll answer this for me. Do you think people would rather watch 77 heats of the 400, or would they just rather watch the field events?
77 heats.
77 heats.
I doubt that. There's no way you expect people to watch 77 heets of random
people
who
all the
don't
time.
know running.
They do it all the time.
No, they don't.
Bro,
no one wants to watch that.
Have you ever been to an AAU track meet?
I have not. I've never competed.
I have. Yeah,
I have.
But the people that are at the AAU track meets are not there like in general just to watch like people run. They're there to support each other, right?
Yeah,
that's like a different.
They're like
example.
parents for their kids. That's gonna be everybody in the stands, really.
Hold on, I got a question. Have y'all been to a meet outside of the United States?
Yeah.
No.
I've Aaron.
No, no.
Okay, so y'all haven't been to any meet outside of the United States.
I have.
I'm telling you. Okay, I know. I'm telling you, if you go to a meet outside of the United States, field events get love.
Yeah. My coach is from England, and so he has a lot of experience, like with overseas competition. And he said like a European track meet is like the most insane experience ever. Every single event is going to be getting love. So
I think a big factor in it is like the competitive experience. So like you said earlier, you got to watch. So basically, let's say we run 100, right? If you got 8 people go out there and run 100 one at a time, you got to see who won like all the times. It's not going to be as entertaining as watching all the people lined up. For the field events, you got to sit here and let each person go individually. Then you got to look at results and things like that.
Just compare the marks in the end and see who won.
Exactly. It's like comparing stats. We might as well take out a book and be like, oh, who's doing better? Like, it's no difference. But like when you're watching it in person, you physically can see the difference and like what's going on each race, where a person, does better, picks up, kicks, all that. It makes it entertaining. It makes it dramatic. You don't know how it's going to end. It's like, wow, who's going to come out? And you feel me? It's not like, oh, okay, they did this. Let's see how they compare to everybody else. Like, y'all get what I'm saying?
I think that argument might apply to throws and horizontal jumps, but with high jump and pole vault, there's a little bit more competition because like that bar is there and people know that like you're going to have to clear it. And if you don't, then you're out. So it's like that's not an argument for getting rid of all.
Yeah, but you see what pole vault though, they kind of like separate themselves. They actually go out and venture and have their own meets. I think pole vault is the only field event that can stand on its own.
That's not true because even in like New York City, they have their own runways for the horizontal jumps, and in Europe they do the exact same thing for the horizontals.
And then throws, you have stuff like Ryan Krauser's whole meet.
Yeah. If Ryan Krauser have a meet like where he's from, Texas, if he has a meet in Texas, no one will be there.
You said no one will be there?
Where in Texas?
He went to the University of Texas. If he has,
you do it at UT and people will come.
No,
I think they will.
No.
People will fly out.
Krauser is an Olympian. He won us gold medals. Like people will.
Bro, like you gotta think track isn't popular here, especially field events. Like the biggest runners in the world are from the United States. They barely can sell out venues here. You think a thrower? No one watches throws. Ryan Krauser couldn't sell out the university. I'm not even sell out, but sell a decent amount of tickets with just having a throws meet at the University of Texas, and he went there.
I would like to see like some basis for these claims, like at least some statistics if you're gonna say that, like, because I understand what you're trying to say. Like you don't think people could support field events because you don't like field events.
No. This has nothing to do with my personal opinion.
It definitely does, because you don't. You said on stream you never watched triple jump before. So why would I expect you to ever tune into it? Exactly. That does not make any sense. You have to.
You got to think about it.
Who understand.
I'm a part of track. If I'm a track person, and think about it, I cover track every single day. If I'm a track person and I don't tune into this part of track that's supposed to be so important,
that means we should just get rid of it.
Yeah, if a distance runner didn't want to watch sprints, or is that an argument for getting rid of sprints? No,
you should separate it. Wait,
so you should separate all of them. At what point does like you draw the line? Because like, should you separate distance from the sprints? Should you separate throws from the jumps?
Running.
Should you like? Okay, well you said
I think running. When you think of track, you think of running. No one says I'm going to a track meet to watch the triple jump or the long jump or the pole vault. I think running should be track. So when you show up to a track meet, you see running. The average person, when they show up to track meet, they're going to go watch a race. So if someone having field events, that should be somewhere else in a different venue, so those people who are fan of field events can come and watch that.
The thing is, like, track is not big enough for that. Simple like that. It's not big enough. So
track is big enough for that. Field isn't big enough for that.
There wouldn't be enough going on at a track meet, I don't think. I mean, maybe.
There's hella events.
I think the spacing in between would completely draw away any viewership that you do get, though.
Like, I don't think so.
So how are you gonna run the 1, the 2? Like, are you gonna do like the 1?
Grand Slam track is doing it. Astros did it last year.
They're not doing as well as you think they are, though. Like they're not taking over.
Grand Slam hasn't done anything yet.
They're getting
okay. So what about the Athlos meet last year? What about the Athlos?
That was a concert. You cannot use that as justification. That was a concert.
It was a concert at the end.
Okay, people like they had. I mean, I could pull up the list right now. They had plenty of other reasons to come besides just track. That is not an argument.
So okay, think about this. If it was just field, and they did the exact same thing, would the turnout be the same? Yes.
If they brought in like A-listers to perform, probably because people want to.
But also, let's not forget that. This not like just a one-time thing. Other sports do that too. You bring big names in the big football games. You feel me? So like, let's not like fully disregard it just because like a big performer was there.
Well, I mean, you can't say like everybody came to the meet just to watch the track. You have a superstar at the meet, bro. Like,
but a lot of people aren't gonna come just watch that person. Nobody's gonna.
So you think if Drake came, everybody would come to watch the meet and not Drake? Drake ain't gonna.
I think if they had a field event meet, if they had a field event meet and Drake showed up at the end, I think people would be somewhere pre-gaming until Drake came out. The stands would be empty, and they would literally come out there when Drake is about to perform. But they wouldn't do that
for the track at all. They wouldn't pre-game and then come out to watch Drake.
They didn't. The stands was full the whole time.
Because, bro, it's two. You're taking two things. There's two big reasons to watch. Of course, people are gonna go. You can't just use that as your only example.
No, I definitely get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You're saying there's two big reasons to watch. But if they take the track part out and they did field, there would only be one reason to watch because Drake was there. Or Megan Thee Stallion was there.
I still think that people would take advantage of the tickets that they already bought. Like, I mean, it's too much of an exception to make it into like any sort of point. Like the exception doesn't really prove the rule, you know what I'm saying?
So y'all think that field events should stay at track meets? I'm thinking about the progressiveness.
I also think that track meet or like jumps and throws should try to stand on their own as well in terms of like having separate meets like the Athlos meet. But I don't think you should kick them out of track completely. Mm-hmm. Like that, there's like a sense of togetherness that track has always had.
Yeah, but I think that all good things must come to an end, and if they aren't helping, if just
would it only come to
an
an end in America?
Because overseas, that's
think it's an
not gonna
American
work.
problem.
What are you talking about? Just for America?
Yeah.
Is it just
No.
Yeah, like
I'm telling you,
in
you go
general.
out overseas.
Track.
It's just an
describing-
American problem that we have. This
It's
track
just
is
an
not as
American
popular
problem.
in America like it is in Europe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
this
I'm
is an
saying
American problem.
This
If
is
you
just
say
for-
that, if you make this argument over somewhere else, it's not gonna happen. And
But you gotta think
so you're gonna have
real...
track and field everywhere else, or athletics everywhere else, but you're gonna have just track in America and have it like be so different and removed from everywhere else. Like if you really want to kill USA track and field more than it already is, that's how you do it.
That's
by
true.
taking
That's
away
very
field
true.
events
Yeah.
or like separating them. I think that would elevate USA track and field. I'm gonna just be
Elevate
honest
US
with you.
track, not track and field.
Well, yeah, it should just be USA track, and I think it should be USA field.
Well,
just
we
like
go to the
USA
Olympics and then
bobsledding.
nobody cares about, or nobody competes in field events anymore.
I
and
think
what are we
field
gonna do
events
about
should
it?
be their own different sport at the Olympics.
That's gonna cause a lot of harm at
Yeah,
the, at the
not
higher
gonna help
levels
viewership.
for international.
Nah,
for
bro, I'm telling you,
USA
this will
international
only
competition.
this will only harm field. This would not harm track.
in America.
It will harm USA athletics.
Let's
How
just talk
so?
about USA because your point doesn't translate for the world. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So if just think about this. If they took y'all act like I'm saying that they should just get rid of field events and they shouldn't exist. I'm saying they shouldn't be at track meets going on while running is going on because no one is there paying attention to them. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're
They
saying that's just an American problem.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Overseas, people pay attention to the field events. I'm telling you.
So
You
if
haven't
I'm
been to
running,
an overseas meet, so you wouldn't know. You haven't watched.
I've watched
you wouldn't
international
know.
meets though. It's not like I'm just in the. I just have no clue what's going on.
When you told us you didn't watch triple jump, so you would obviously not look.
Yeah,
look
no
away
one
from
does.
Because
No
you're
one
a
does.
You don't know. You don't understand triple jump.
You
No
don't
one does?
understand it.
So you gotta think about it. Y'all are all jumpers, so y'all understand triple jump. Ford, do you understand? Do you watch triple jump?
No, I don't really watch it. I
Don't lie,
understand.
you got
I don't
some
watch-
teammates that you watch.
All
Come on,
right.
don't lie.
Do you understand long jump?
Yeah, I understand both jumps very well.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I mean,
so
I understand long jump, but I don't watch
Like, we
it because
understand, but like
it just
I don't
doesn't
ever,
seem
like-
competitive. It's
Do you
like
think more
it's like
people
a
will
person
be-
jumps, another person jumps 5 minutes later, and it's like, bro, what is going on?
No,
It's like a minute later.
bro. No, like literally 30 seconds to a minute max.
Okay, but
I
I'm not
wouldn't know.
people attention span like we all do social media and content, y'all. So we know people attention span for that 1.5 minute where they just sitting there waiting for somebody to jump. It's like, okay, like
I
Well,
see where
maybe
you're
this
going
is
there,
an
but I could prove
argument-
you wrong because if you go to my page and you look at my Instagram, I got more views on triple jump videos than you have on any video. Guarantee you.
Who,
Like,
me?
I have more. I have a video with like
You're not
58, 60 million views. It's a triple jump video.
no, I'm not talking about you actually jumping. I'm talking about that wait time.
I'm telling you, if you want to keep people's attention, you can. And my social media can prove it. That
Yeah,
you
bro,
can
but that's
keep
the
people's
short video
And if you-
online.
If you
It's
look
a
at
video, yes, but people once they understand it, they are interested in it. All you have to
Bro,
do is get
no.
interest.
No. That's not true.
What?
Even then, I probably watched that video that you talking about.
You probably have.
And but with that video too, you have to look at how much time people watch that video. People can watch that video for 2 seconds and it count as a view. We would just be scrolling and see it.
I understand.
Like that
what
doesn't
you're
mean I
saying.
understand it just because I watched it.
I posted the video 4 times, and every single time it's gotten almost 10 million views. So I
Right,
really
but that
don't-
doesn't mean 10 million people understand it.
I mean, you can make that argument, but I can say the same thing about a sprinting video. Who's to say that just because they watch like if you post a sprinting video, you got 20 million views, but the average watch time is 1 second. Okay, they didn't understand it then, right? Like that
But yeah,
doesn't.
I mean, the average person who's never ran before knows what it means to get from point A to point B and
That
what
is
looks
true.
fast.
Yeah, it's common intuition.
Right.
Yeah, but they're not going to know the times. What is like a?
I mean,
fast
yeah, times are
There's a lot
irrelevant.
of things that go into it that they're not going to understand. So you
Yeah,
can't make
times
that
are
decision.
irrelevant to people outside of track.
Yeah, you look at triple jump and you see, or you look at long jump, you see a person like freaking fly 28 feet. You're going to know like, wow, that's impressive. Don't
Not
make
really,
that
because you
argument.
don't really know what that 28 feet means.
I
And
mean,
then also, if you
to be
just watch
fair, camera
Instagram
angles and
videos,
stuff.
We just made that same argument with the times though.
No, but times doesn't mean anything. I'm saying with the person jumping that feet, like if you see a person jump on a video, you're like, that looks far. Even if you at a track meet watching jumps, you see all of these people jumping, they all look like they jumping far. But it's like, what does that mean? Like the general person knows what it means to run. Like I know like that's fast. Like
so what you're saying, but that argument, what you're saying that distance should be more important than the sprints because the average human runs
distance
longer
runners.
distances.
When you look at track and field, distance runners, if you look at the average, are the top paid athletes in track and field, and as they should be because it's more important.
Get rid of sprints and just focus on distance then, right?
No, because people watch distance and people watch sprints.
Well, then why shouldn't?
Look at the 100 meter at the Olympics and look at the 1500 at the Olympics. They're both heavily watched.
And the shot put and long jump are too.
No.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't even know. I did not even know until I started making a video about this like 2 weeks ago.
You did not know.
I didn't know Tara Davis was even the Olympic champion in the long jump.
That's your fault.
You're not paying attention.
And I don't know.
And I cover track every day. That's what I'm saying. I cover track every day.
Your personal ignorance is not an argument for your points. That makes no sense.
I'm telling you, man, I speak for the majority.
I don't know who won the 100 in the Olympics. So the 100 is irrelevant, bro.
You don't know who won 100 at the Olympics. Stop it.
I have no clue. So who cares? I don't know, right?
Exactly.
That's literally what you just said.
Yeah, but you know who won 100 at the Olympics.
That's not a valid point.
Simple. Dude, your logic makes no sense. You're saying I don't understand it. I don't care about it. It should be gone.
Yeah, just because like I legitimately don't know who won 200 meter at the Olympics does not mean that it's an numbers.
Look at the viewership. The people watching that live, no one's watching that compared to the other events. No one's watching the shot put. No one's watching the triple jump. Who the hell?
Do you have any statistics that prove your point? Any stats at all? Any research? Any data? Any facts? Please provide us.
On top of that, the field events aren't given as much like time on TV as the running
that
events.
Is also
and you think that's a coincidence? You think they just aren't given enough time because so many people want to watch it?
It's been like that since like track has been televised.
Why is
since
that?
The beginning.
Why is that?
Because so from your perspective, more people are going to watch just track, right? But
yeah, because that's what the general person understands and that's what they're drawn to. So if you have field events going on and they don't understand that at the same time as people running, they're more likely and inclined to just watch the running events. So if you have an event where it's just field or it's just jumps, people aren't going to come because they don't get it. It's always been that just thing that was happening in the background.
Bro, that's just an American thing, bro. There's field event meets in Europe that people. I wish you could see. They set it up in the streets. They set up an elevated runway, and they're right there next to the athletes, and they're jumping, and it's packed.
I see that all the time for pole vault.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Long jump. There's triple jump also.
I've never seen that.
You're just not seeing it,
bro. But who is seeing it? Who is seeing it though?
We're seeing it.
Of course, y'all are jumpers. Y'all are seeking it.
Millions of people.
Y'all are actively seeking it because y'all are jumpers. If y'all go,
couldn't you say the same thing?
Y'all are more than likely inclined to
say the exact same thing for
run it and just watch the jumps.
Look up JBL Jump Fest. Look up that. JBL Jump Fest.
JBL Jump Fest. Mondo Classic. Like,
bro, the Mondo. I said this. Pole vault is the only field event that can stand on its own.
Change your argument. Because at first there was no field event. No, at first you said we should.
But yeah, even then, I don't think they should be together. That's my whole argument. Pole vault shouldn't be with
okay,
track.
so you if you package it, you don't have to separate anything. Mm-hmm. If you package it into a more appealing viewing experience,
how would you do that?
Maybe people would. Okay, firstly, so I think you're right. Having everything going on all at once might take away from sprints, might take away from jumps, might take away from throws.
No. I don't think it takes away from sprints. It takes away from the field. Okay, so you go to any indoor facility. What do you have? You have the outside track right in everybody's face. Everybody can see it clearly. And then in the middle, you have the jumps and everything obscured by chairs, hurdles,
yada yada. You have it. Nobody can see anything. Camera angles. Nobody wants to televise this stuff, so nobody sees it. It's not that people don't see it, so they don't televise it. It's that people don't televise it, so that people don't see it. You get better camera angles where you can actually see what's going on, see the difference in the distance between the jumps, replays, stuff like that. You can package into a better viewing experience.
You know what I think it is, though? I think they could definitely upgrade the experience, but like this comment says, you just can't force people to care about things they don't care about. And when you just come, like over time, track has just been like a running thing. Now they have the field events as like a background thing going on, and there's really good field event people, and that's why they don't get like the attention. And it like the big field event people, especially here, like Tara Davis, she's really big, but she's not big for jumping. Like she's big for the stuff that she does online. Literally, I mean, she's good at jumping. She's really good at. I mean, she's the Olympic champion.
But you can say the same thing for Noah Lyles. Like, he's popular because. Go ahead, Sterling. You got it.
Argument
you got to say about Noah.
Noah is literally more popular because of what he said about the NBA. It drew in millions of people.
She says, I mean, you saying he's more popular, but he was already big just from running.
He was already big in the track world. In the track world,
exactly.
I mean, but you got to think. Bro was big from running. I mean, people knew him.
NBA player knew who this dude was. That's why
he said this shit.
No one knew who he was.
What about Usain Bolt?
Dude broke
the world record holder.
Who has the jumps world record? I know you know him.
Which jump?
Yeah, which jump? Jonathan Edwards.
Who has the triple jump world record?
For high jump?
Jonathan Edwards.
Who is that? When was this record?
Why are you asking?
It was broke in the 80s.
That's not an argument, bro. That's
just because it's
bro. I'm saying just
because all these records
because
are
he has
in
the world
past
record
doesn't mean that it's less important.
No, I'm saying that no,
like,
because he said you.
Everybody knows who broke. Everybody knows who broke the pole vault world record. It's Mondo. Okay, everybody knows that. It's just like he's the Usain Bolt of pole vault. And whenever you have a recent big name like that draws a lot of attention, who's dominant in their event, people know their name.
Oh, so like all the jump records are old.
All the jump records are like from the 80s and stuff.
What about the women? Are they old too?
No, but I mean,
a
lot of people don't know the world record for the sprints either for the women, so I don't think that's valid.
True.
People know FloJo has the 100, 200 record.
I didn't know.
They don't know the time, though.
I didn't know she had it too.
It's not about the time. It's about who has the record. I don't even know who has any jump record.
A lot of people don't know who that is because it's so long ago. Especially younger.
Who got the 400 record again for the men?
I don't know.
And Wade Van Niekerk.
What about the women?
Yeah, who for the women? Who got the 400 record?
Everybody said she was doping, so that's kind of like a outlier. Nobody really.
So you pick the most popular athlete in all of track history as your.
No, I'm saying why is he popular though? Why is he popular?
Because he was dominant. He broke world records over and over again.
These jumpers weren't breaking world records all over again. Mike Powell wasn't breaking records all over again
in the 80s.
So wait, you said in the women's triple jump record was broken recently, huh?
Yeah,
like in recent time.
2020 what? 2016, 24. What was it?
2020.
But that's like recent time. That's before. That's after Bolt broke his records.
People. I mean, if you ask anybody who has the 400 meter hurdles world record, they're not going to know it's Warholm. You ask people who has the.
Everybody knows that.
Not everybody.
You see how listen to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Track athletes
that Olympic 400 hurdle race is one of the most like anticipated hype races in history. Like everybody at the Olympics was ready to I will say that. You can ask even the commentators on that video. We pull up that video right now on YouTube.
Bro, I've never seen this video you're talking about. What are you? I literally don't know. I don't even know who that is.
I'm a hurdler, so I'm gonna back out because I'm biased with that area. So I will let y'all talk.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
We should all back out then because we're all biased.
Yeah.
We're all biased, but at the same time, you can make a valid argument if you use a good logic. That's what we're here for. You can use a good logic. saying I don't know who has the record and I don't watch it is not an argument.
So would you say
that? What do you?
Let's just use facts, just straight facts. Simple.
Okay, so would you say that?
The women's triple jump record?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who got the triple jump record for women.
Yeah.
Wait, so Aaron, here's what I think. So how does this, like, in your view, if we remove field, how does this help? How does this help?
Yes,
like, how does this help everything? How does this make the world a better place?
Okay, let me show you. So removing field is going to do wonders. It's going to help people who want to understand field. It's going to give them like a grand stage to sit there and watch field events and truly understand. And all of these field event athletes, they feel like they don't get that much attention and they aren't respected and appreciated. They will have that time to themselves to be respected and appreciated. The runners, I mean, they're going to get the attention regardless because that's what people come to see.
So what if people want to see both?
Who does that?
Tons of people.
What?
No, they don't.
Bro,
they do.
You're just making whatever that comes to your head. You're not thinking who does that, bro. Plenty of people watch the sprints and the jumps, me included.
Yeah,
I like to
to
watch the sprinters.
They're forced to.
No,
they're not forced to.
Bro.
Yes, they are because they're going on They're going on in the background. So if you don't want to get up and leave,
because you don't want to watch them, and you think everybody is.
No, it's not about me not wanting to watch them. I be watching them. I watch the long jump.
It really is.
I watch the long jump. I watch the pole vault. I watch it.
So you don't think there's a single person on earth that would like to watch both? That you just don't think that's possible?
X jumpers. Yeah, probably X jumpers. People who used to jump back in the day.
That's the only demographic of people that would want to watch jumps.
Who are like parents of jumpers and things of that nature. But other than that, no.
Oh my god.
Wait, so you said that it would allow field events to get more focus. What else do you think?
Yeah, I think it will also allow field events to get more money because field events, they already don't get paid a lot. And I think that
are you talking like individual events, or are you talking like colleges and organizations as a whole?
No, more so like on a professional level. They already don't get paid a lot. And I think the small amounts that they do get paid is already too much. Just because you gotta think about it, at the professional level, when it comes to professional sports, not just track, you aren't paid off of how talented you are. You're paid off the interest that you bring in the eyes and the viewership that you bring in. I'm pretty sure there's like some great basketball players in the WNBA, but the top players only getting like $70,000 a year. And that's just because no one cares. So when it comes to field events, if they're in the same venue as a person running 100, just say even at the Olympics, the long jump champion and the 100 champion gets the same amount of prize money at the Olympics. And I don't think it should be that way. But if you take them and isolate them, and you give them their own platform, that will give them a chance to grow their platform. And when it's just them there, they will find ways to be more innovative to help like marketing wise and how we can change things to make more, I say, everyday people interested in our events. And I'll just give them the platform to I guess change some things about what they do to make people more interested. And then if they, I think those are like really the biggest things, honestly.
I think this is more of an argument for just having more individual, like, group, like field jump events, throws events, sprints events. I think that's just an argument for that. And then you bring them together for the big meets. I don't think that you need to take the leap to separate it all. That makes no sense, especially on an international level.
I don't even think you should bring them together for the big meets. I think they should just be separate, like be
on an international level. This doesn't make sense still.
I'm telling you.
Have you ever been to an international meet in person?
No.
So
I haven't.
You wouldn't.
So how are you going to speak on behalf of people you've met?
But I mean, I've talked to people. I've talked to Michael Johnson all the time. I talked to Carl Lewis. I'm talking about like people who
you're talking to sprinters. I mean, Carl Lewis did do long jump, but like he was mainly famous in the sprints. You know what I'm saying?
American.
Why was he more famous in the sprints?
Because he was one of the top American sprinters.
Was he not one of the top American jumpers? Was he not one of the top jumpers in the world?
Yeah,
I mean, he was. I mean, that one video of him and Mike breaking the world record is very popular. But
you know that
So why was he more popular in sprint?
Saying that people are like
people don't care.
Sprinting is intuitive. It's like a race. Everybody knows how to race, but we don't live in that like era of the lack of information. We have the internet now. We have all of these tools and everything that we can use, that people can use to educate themselves and find out what these things are about. There's no reason that it should be separated. Maybe you can make this argument a long time ago. Not anymore.
No, I think back then, like back in the day, I think it's actually more popular. People were actually jumping far. I think people nowadays, they aren't even jumping that far. I heard Carl Lewis talking about it. I think they were jumping 29 feet back then. Today, if you jump in,
it was also on drugs. That's a proven
they're
fact.
also on drugs.
Drugs are more.
I mean, you can say the same thing about sprint. People were jumping were sprinting faster in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Does that make it better or worse? No.
Somebody said something
but
about
listen, our point is not to say like, oh, running field events is more popular than running events or it's better than running events. That's not our point at all. Yeah. We're just saying based on your what your point is, field events should be removed. But you have no stats, no facts to back that up. You're just saying that just to say that, just to create
say this.
Rage bait, basically.
If you have a wife,
no facts or no stats, you haven't been outside the United States of America, so you have nothing you haven't been to a track meet outside the United States of America, so you don't know what's going on for real.
If you have a wife,
so if you have a wife, right, and you have a wife, and y'all are in a relationship, right? You and your wife in a relationship, and your wife ain't bringing nothing to the table, but you're bringing everything to the table. Or let me reverse those roles. Your wife is bringing everything to the table, but you're bringing nothing to the table. Shouldn't your wife leave you?
Like I said, this is just an American
You
problem.
aren't benefiting your wife. Track field isn't benefiting track. Track is just benefiting field.
Okay. You just said that it's not benefiting.
Yes.
Do you have any evidence to prove that it's not benefiting?
Yeah, because you do have the burden.
A triple jump meet anywhere.
That's not.
And that's not how many people pull up.
That's not an evidence.
Oh my God.
You have the burden.
You just gotta use common sense, bro. We all know the answer to this.
Slam track, we get way more views than slam track, bro. They're not doing shit for real. What you want to use? What's your evidence like?
Bro, they got the top runners in the world.
They do, and they not pulling 0 views in, bro. I could go show you right now. They not pulling.
So when they have their first track meet,
it's not gonna be sold out.
And let's say
right now,
bro, come on now. If they have their first track meet, we're gonna do it based off who filling up seats. And y'all go have a track meet when it's just y'all jumping. Who gonna have more people there?
So you're saying
more views, and y'all doing more views. Who gonna have more people there?
We might as well just do that. We might as well just do that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, because it's fair to say that we should try that. It's not fair to say that we should separate them.
How empty them stands gonna be?
You're just saying,
what
if this? What if that? What's your facts? What are your stats? What do you have?
If y'all have a meet, and when it doesn't sell any tickets, what I'm going to do is the night before, I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna purchase all the tickets. Y'all gonna think y'all have a sold out crowd. And I'm gonna be sitting in the stands. It's gonna be just me, and I'm gonna be laughing. Y'all gonna be jumping. It's gonna be so quiet in there. I'm gonna tell y'all I told y'all. So no one cared. No one cared. It doesn't matter how many views you get.
At an international level, this doesn't make sense. Some dude in the comments makes a great point. If you go to different places, you have a throws meet in India with Neeraj Chopra, bro. It's gonna be one of the biggest events of all time.
He's the only good athlete in the whole country.
Well, that's yeah.
If they have a running meet there, no one's going to be there. If they have, bro, I'm telling you, he's one of those guys.
This is an international problem. This is a national problem. This is a USA problem, not an international problem. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know,
man.
Dude, okay.
What you got to say about this? You agree with Aaron Point?
I'm just making too much sense, man.
Who?
You agree with his Aaron Point?
About India only having one good athlete?
No, about I'm saying the whole.
I'm reading the comments, y'all.
Aaron Point don't even make no sense. He don't even understand it.
No, I'm reading. No. I'm reading comments, y'all. My bad.
I have a question, Aaron. What about the multis?
The useless event in track and field. I think that event should not even exist. It was meant to see. It was meant for a person who was supposed to be good at 10 events and see who the best athlete in the world is. If you look at the multis, more than likely, especially at the Division I level, it's just people who suck at every event. And this is the only way they can get on a Division I team. There's probably 4 good multis in the whole NCAA. The rest of these guys suck at every event. Get rid of it. You're telling me
Anna Hall, right? Famous multi-athlete. She sucks at every event. You telling me that?
She's one of the best of all time.
The anomalies cannot make up for the average.
So we can go back to that argument, right? Usain Bolt, I was reading the comments. He's an anomaly.
Right.
Gout, he's an anomaly. They can't make up for the rest. What you mean Gout not an anomaly?
Okay, so if we take Usain Bolt away and we just have a sprint and track meet, are people just not gonna come because Usain ain't there?
There we go. What if Usain Bolt never existed?
You know the answer to that question.
What if he never existed?
Right. If he never existed, then Tyson Gay and Johan will be the world record holders.
You think track would have as much popularity though?
Amongst track people, yes.
Amongst track people, right?
Here's what I think the argument boils down to is maybe you're right that track events are more popular. Now, is that because they're less entertaining on their own, like in and of themselves, or is it because historically everything else has been neglected?
No. Historically,
if you give the events attention and you make them into a good viewing experience, people will watch them.
Bro, it's not like they just don't show field events because they don't want to. They don't show them because even at the track meets, when they do show them, they watch the viewership go down. They watch people go to the restroom. They watch people go to the concession stands. And when the running starts back, the viewership go back up. So they say, you know what, we're going to limit the amount of time in which we show these because people generally don't care. And that's internationally.
You can't speak for internationally, bro.
About to say, what gives you
the TV ratings,
bro?
From where?
Where are the statistics?
Bro,
yeah, you live in the U.S., bro.
NBC, ABC,
the national
BBC.
That's USA.
The BBC.
Wait.
Bro,
National Broadcasting Company, the National USA National Broadcasting Company is
BBC.
is
right now you just lying and prove your point because we could just say, oh, field events are way more popular in the United States than sprints.
Like, but common sense exists.
Prove your point.
So no one will believe that.
There's not no debate if you're just gonna lie about it. You have no facts. You just using your brain and just lying and making up facts that can.
So field events are big, right?
Okay, be more specific than that. Yeah, like field events are big, weird. They big in America. Like, be more specific than that.
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. Y'all say field events. This is only a United States problem, right? And like the field events, they get hella attention overseas. Like I was mentioning earlier, when it comes to professional sports, you get paid based off of your viewership. Why are the athletes over there in field events still broke compared to the runners?
There's a lot of runners that are broke too. About?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say the top field event people minus the anomalies. I'll just do the average. The average field event person in Europe versus the average runner in Europe.
Okay, compared to America, all right, the average runners in America versus the average field event person in the UK or somebody, right? You know they have a better track system where they actually get sponsors and stuff like that, and they actually make money even at the average level. You know that, right? Even from little kids, they make money. You know that, right? Do you know that?
Of that nature.
Okay, so you don't even know
how much. How much are they making though? Making money and making a lot of money is two different things.
I'm telling you, it's a whole different system from America, bro.
No, I get what you're saying.
Thing. You have to pay for AU. You got to pay for your shoes, your transportation, your gear, all of that. In the UK, they got a system where the kids don't got to pay for nothing. They got sponsors, and it's a common thing. If you go do your research about it, you can see that.
Yeah, I think what this boils down to is maybe this is an argument for giving jumps events, throws events, some space to have their own events for 5 years, see how they stand on their own. But right now, there's
let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah,
they will crumble and they will be begging to come back to track meets.
No, but not there's no arguments for separating them. It makes no sense.
Right, it does. You got to think track meets are already too long.
Are you going to get the whole world to agree to this?
Yes,
it just makes.
I can get the people who it matters to agree. I can get the decision makers to agree.
If that's the case, then
wait. It's like, is Will Clay a good jumper? Yes or no? Yes. Or was he a good jumper?
Yes.
So, and he has Olympic medals and things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember him saying that he he was going overseas to Europe to Diamond League meets, and he was one of the top jumpers in the world. And he had to share hotel rooms with other athletes who he didn't even know, wasn't getting his own room, but the runners, they were. And he was getting paid way less. He was only getting paid like $4,000 or $5,000 for an appearance fee. And then you have like a mediocre runner who ain't did nothing in a few years getting paid $10,000, $15,000.
Do you have
Why
a source
is that?
for this?
Your field events are so big in Europe.
Do you have a source for this? Because somebody in the comments was saying that that's his rookie contract and before he got appearance fee.
No, appearance fee has nothing to do with your contract.
Well, what's your source though?
Yeah,
he is my source. He did an interview with Anson.
When? Let me look it up. Somebody look this up. I don't know what the keyword is. Will Clay what?
Will Clay.
You can't just use one person to just prove
but he was one of the top guys, and you said they get paid so much more in Europe, and field events are so important in Europe. So if they are so important, why are they getting paid so much less?
He's American. International, just not the American.
Another American. Do you know Jaden Hibbert?
Yeah, I know him.
Well, whatever you said Will Clay was making, he's making way more than that. I'm not going to speak on his contract, but he's making way more than that. He's making a good amount. There's different sponsors he got. He's running Jamaica right now, basically. He's one of the top people. People know him in Jamaica. I promise you.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying he's being known. I'm talking about y'all are saying this is just an American problem. But
viewership,
why are they getting paid so much less in Europe when it's supposed to be so big in Europe?
How do you know that?
That's one meet.
This came out of Will Clay's mouth. Hold on, I'm finding it right now.
Okay.
You using another
right? He was one of the top guys at the time.
What's your source?
Okay, did you I remember when the Olympics was going on and all the other countries were paying their athletes way more than the US. Do you remember that? Do you remember seeing something like that?
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
But if you do the currency conversion, they really weren't making more for real.
They did the currency conversion and they was making more, bro.
Like who?
Like
but no, wait. It was places like India. If you win an Olympic gold medal, you're gonna get paid $2 million. Well, if you only have one person in your whole entire country projected to win any medal, then I'm pretty sure the incentive will be higher. Don't you think? Or am I tripping?
I think that's true, but I don't think that the US is at a lack of money.
No, they're not.
I don't think that's the big issue, and that's another issue within itself is USA track and field and helping the developing athletes. Because as you see in the NCAA, we're losing it. Like Americans are done. Americans are not killing it how they used to, and
even in the relays and stuff.
Yeah, like it's becoming a bigger issue than just track and field now. But with that being said, I don't think that I don't think India, out of all the countries on earth, is a great example of what you should be using as
well, he just said that the Olympics, other countries are paying way more. Those are only the countries who are projected to get no medals. It's places like the Dominican Republic,
some money,
Congo. Of course, ain't nobody from Congo gonna win no medal. So I would offer a $10 million prize for winning a gold medal at the Olympics. No one will ever get it. So, I mean, that just only looks good on paper. A place who was projected to win so many medals in a sport in which they don't gain that much revenue from, you can't give away billions of dollars to these athletes.
The
People in the comments are
are
saying like Qatar, but they got that like oil money and stuff. That doesn't count.
Yeah, they do.
Did you ever find that Will Clay
only
interview?
has one good athlete.
Yeah,
Yeah, did he find the video?
Oh, yeah, but it's just so small country.
Look in the private.
Yeah, I sent it. I put it in the
Look in
private.
the private chat.
No, Qatar pays him a lot because they're filthy rich.
Yeah, they have hella money, and also,
and he's their only athlete.
Yeah,
but I mean, other athletes would be getting paid too, but they're not as big of a country.
There's a 400 hurdler we had that was supposed to be coming here actually like a couple years ago, and like he was saying like Qatar does pay him really good.
For real?
He's like,
because they have money. It's not an argument though. Did you find the interview?
Yeah.
Okay.
7 minutes long. I'm gonna watch that.
I'm telling you, man, these guys are going to Europe as the top field athletes. And they still aren't getting paid money. And field events supposed to be so big in Europe, and it's only supposed to be an American problem.
Well, you were saying that problem. For one, we were talking about viewership. The viewership is not an issue in Europe.
You get paid. The athletes are getting paid off of their viewership.
That's not entirely true. They're not. You're not like you can't even calculate how much viewership each individual person is getting. It's the event that's getting the viewership, though.
Look at somebody like Tim Berry. I mean, Gianmarco Tamberri. He gets paid too. Like he's in Europe. He gets paid.
He's an anomaly. A really large following. He's an anomaly.
Okay, I mean, can you tell me like?
And he's one of the only good people. He's one of the only good people in his country.
Second-rate Italian sprinter is getting paid.
Marcel Jacobs, yes.
No, not their best sprinter. Somebody who's not Marcel Jacobs, Olympian champion.
They're 4x1 guys. Guys like Tortu, they're getting hella bread.
Okay, but they're also on the Olympic like top relay team.
Yeah, those are the only guys they got.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, and another thing is, in the country of Spain, I know they have clubs and stuff like that where they give athletes contracts from when they're little kids. There's different levels to the club, bro. It's just way more structure. It's just an American problem. I'm telling you, it's just an American problem. There's structure outside of the U.S.
Bro,
just because we have football, just because America got football, that's why track is not that popular as how.
Look at. I mean, you got athletes like Simon Ehammer, you got Jordan Diaz and Rojas. I mean, comment section is right.
Those people. I know Rojas, but those other
they got contracts with FC Barcelona. Like these.
Wait, these are soccer players?
No, but they get contracts with them because they're like those athletes.
See,
you can't say that they're not American. They're getting paid elsewhere. They're getting paid.
Right, but they're not getting paid in their sport. They're not getting
paid. They're getting contracts because they're in their sport.
Like no one is getting a lot of money from track. Noah Lyles to carry they're the best people we have right now in all the world, and a random dude on the bench in the NFL is getting paid double that.
That's a stupid argument though, because the NFL is $1 billion corporation.
Okay, let's go to any. Well, what sport in America isn't like the NBA, the MLB? Like, bro, it's just a comparison.
We get rid of every sport besides like football, baseball, basketball, and volleyball.
That's not even even comparison. That will be what I'm saying is like if you go to an NFL game and they're playing soccer up there in the bleachers at halftime. We didn't come to watch soccer at an NFL game, so get rid of the soccer. When we go to a track meet, we not here to watch.
Those are two different sports. I mean, track and field are thought of as to be one big sport.
Like, it's not a team sport. They're not the same thing. They're not equivalent. That makes no sense.
But there was a point of time where track was bigger than football in America in the 1980s. The highest paid track athlete was getting paid more than the biggest NFL player. Carl Lewis got drafted to the Dallas Cowboys, and he also got drafted to the NBA in 1988. and he turned him down because he was getting paid more than all of the NFL players and all of the NBA players.
Is that fact?
I think we should just come together as a sport and say, yeah, we're dropping the ball on creating a watchable product. And then you make a watchable product and people will watch it. But the whole problem,
people to care about things that they don't care about. There's shows on TV right now that are very watchable.
You said that people cared about track in the past, but they've dropped the ball on how entertaining it is because they're making a crap product.
No, like because it's too long. Product. It's too long.
It's been the same.
The whole entire.
It's been the same forever. It's been the same. It was too long in the 80s, and it was more popular. That's not an argument.
No. It wasn't more popular in the 80s. It was that every other sport was even. Every other sport in America has elevated, and track has stayed the same. So it seems that it has lacked interest and it fell off, but it just stayed the same. While every other sport has grew. That's why every other sport looks just way bigger. So it didn't really just lose popularity. It just stayed the same while everything else around it grew.
So let's say, for instance, I'm a distance runner. I don't really care about the sprints. I don't really know any sprinters at all. Mm-hmm. But the distance events are still going on in the track meet. But I didn't come to watch the sprint events. They're going on at the track meet. I didn't come to watch the sprint events. I came to watch distance. So because I feel like people want to watch distance, we don't want to watch track. Should we remove track, like the sprinting events, like all the way up to like
separate them?
Yeah, but that's the thing; they aren't going on at the same time.
Yeah, they're not going on at the exact same time, but like they're especially at the way meets flow. They don't put the 1 and the 2 right next to each other. They put the 1, and then it'll be a distance event, and then maybe some other random event, and then they put the other sprinting event. But we don't. Well, what if I don't even want to watch that at all? I just want to watch the distance events. Like,
well, you have that chance because you know the meet schedule, so you can just literally show up when the distance events are going on.
And you can just show up like when the field events are going on.
Yeah, you can, and no one does that. So,
bro, how are you gonna? This is the issue we have. You're saying
when they have track meets, when the field events are in the morning. And the running goes on in the afternoon. No one's there in the morning.
Bro, nothing you're saying is valid. You're basically saying
is that not valid? Is that not valid? Have y'all not been to track meets where the field events start at a different time and no one is there?
Good question. All right, let me speak.
Like you were saying, this is an American problem.
Right. All right. You're saying nobody wants to see this because that's just what you're saying. Like you're literally just saying nobody wants to do this. Nobody ever comes to track meets to watch field events. They only come to watch.
Yeah, they don't.
That's what you're saying. That's not a fact. That's an opinion. Like you're literally that's just a random statement. You don't have any supporting evidence. You're saying it's common sense. It's common sense, bro. That doesn't make sense. It's not common sense. You're literally just saying no one can watch the field events and the sprint events. Like. It just only the sprint events. No one ever watched both of them.
I'm not talking about sprint events. I'm talking about running in general. People come to track meets to watch people run. And no one comes to watch field events. No, they don't.
How do you know this, bro? Have you talked to every single person that ever
y'all let me
went
know.
To a track meet?
Chat, y'all let me know. Do y'all come to track meets to watch field events?
Chat, bro.
Bro. These are just all types of people,
bro. You're not even the most famous.
Are you considering the multis is like part of the field side?
Yes, he thinks the multis are part of the field side.
Let's keep it a buck.
Bro, they already don't have that shit at most meets.
Look, NCAA's is 2 days for each gender, right? Multis are always in the morning. If you look at that stadium for them multis, that stadium is dead. Oregon is dead and empty. Right? I'm not even trying to be funny right now. When them running events come around in that evening session, you see everybody. Can't even get a seat.
Well, I wouldn't say that because Eugene was empty. They had half the stands blocked off when I was there. I saw they even have the seats open. Like the stands were empty. But
if they was open, they probably would have been filled. But those
no, bro. The NCAA, bro. I was there. I jumped there. I can tell you firsthand.
Y'all there?
The stadium was empty. The stadium was like literally nobody was there. They did tune up to watch some of the sprints, but when that mile came around, I tell you, the whole entire crowd got up, started clapping. Never heard a stadium like that in my entire life in America. Now in Europe, not Europe, in South America, yes, but in America, bro, I'm telling you, these people care more about the mile than they care about the sprints.
That's running though.
I understand it's running, but
people come to track meets to watch running. How many people were standing up clapping during the triple
jump? When Christian Taylor, the best American triple jumper,
oh my god,
went out
and bro retired now.
I mean, he is now. Yeah, but I was at the U.S. trial, so I would know.
Yeah.
When he got up and jumped, I'm telling you, the whole stadium clapped for that man. They stood up and gave him
that was a charity clap because he was on his way out.
I mean, they were clapping for him when he jumped, but I don't really. You might be
they knew that was his last competition, man.
No, you're talking about something else. This was in 2023. You're talking about 2024. I'm talking about not Olympic trials. It was the trials for Budapest, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it was the trials for Budapest because U20s was the same time. I'm telling you, people do care about the field events. Ryan Krauser, I guarantee you, everybody loves Ryan Krauser. If they knew he was throwing, they would watch it. But people don't want to. People don't want to come to a track meet and sit there for 10 hours, and that's what it all comes down to. And that's why it makes it hard. It makes it easier because everybody wants to watch the sprints, but a lot of people wants to watch the field events too. You cannot just say we don't need the field events at all. We should just get rid of them.
We don't need them at track meets. Bro, you said track meets are 10 hours long. Why are they 10 hours long?
Because there's just a lot of events. But the
field events, it would be 10 hours long either way.
The field events do not hold down the track, so you can't make that argument.
Wait, hold on. Because the field events are going on at the same time, it's not going to add extra time towards the meet.
Exactly. That point makes no sense. Like
the field events, you gotta think about it. They're going, and there's too much downtime in between, and that's another reason they don't show it on TV because there's too much downtime.
What do you mean downtime?
No, it's so efficient. You only have one track. You got 2 runways, a pole vault pit, 2 high jump pits, all going at the same time. Like if you're making the argument that
but
field
that's
events
not
are slowing down the meets, if you're making but you cannot make the argument that field events are slowing down meets.
Exactly.
My argument is that they shouldn't be going on.
That you just made that argument. You just said that if you removed field events, it would make the meets faster. That's not true.
They would.
How would it?
How? Explain how.
That doesn't make any
sense. They're going at the same time, right? Like you said.
If they show up to track meets, just think about like international track meets. You got the field events. Think about the Diamond League meets. Pole vault is going on the entire time, right? When all of the running is over, pole vault is still going on. It's not like you just stop when the race is over. You just keep on going until a person is out. So a lot of people gonna either leave who don't care, or if Mondo jumping, we might stay.
Okay,
but that's only Mondo. Mondo's
also a lot of track meets. The pole vault ends well before this. Like it ends during this.
Yeah, and at those meets, that's when it starts really early. And when it starts really early, who's there? Or it just starts before the running starts. Who's there?
It's not.
At the meets I've been to,
guys, I'm not asleep.
Pole vault is going on at the same time. The reason track takes long is because in between races they take 20 minutes to set up the next race, to set up all the hurdles, to do all of that. That's the downtime. During that downtime is the only time they ever show the field events too. So the field events aren't taking away anything from track at all. If anything, track is taking away from the field events because of all the extra stuff that they have to show.
I agree that track is taken away from field, and field provides nothing for track, so they should be separate.
So, but what you were saying that field events make the meets take longer. You use pole vault as an example.
My whole initial point about this whole thing is that track and field should be separate.
I know what your initial point was. You said it like every 10 seconds. I'm asking you what you just said, that field events make the track meets take longer, and you used pole vault as an example. And I just told you that I've been to countless meets. Pole vault has started when the track meet started, and pole vault has ended when the track meet started. And it also depends on how many heats you have, because when there's 22 heats of every single sprinting event, the meet gonna take long. That is the problem. It has nothing to do with field. Absolutely nothing to do with field.
I think we need to refocus this argument onto the main points, because it's kind of getting off topic on tangents. So Aaron, what do you think are your like main points of what your argument is?
My main points are that field provides nothing for track. And with track being so entertaining and all the running going on, track doesn't, it's taking away from the field. So field needs their own platform so they can actually gain real fans, real viewership, and things of that nature. So if you separate them, they can gain all of that. Just think about if you let women play in the NBA, the best women play in the NBA. People aren't really going to be paying attention to these women because these men are so good. When it comes to track meets, these running events are so good and so entertaining. We aren't paying attention to the field, despite them playing, or despite them going on at the same time.
You're speaking for everybody, bro. What?
Hey, just let him finish though.
No, I'm speaking for the majority of people who watch track. Majority of people who tune into it.
Competed outside of America.
It's not about competing. It's about viewership. It's about general interest. The majority of people who watch track, who sit in those stands in Europe, never competed in track. They're just there to watch. So what I'm saying is, people come to track meets for the most part to watch track, not field. And if you don't believe that,
but why does that lead to your conclusion that we should separate them?
Because they provide nothing to track.
And why should we separate them?
Because if you're in a relationship and you aren't providing anything, you shouldn't be together.
Basically, because we want track to prosper.
Yeah, it will elevate track.
Prosper, because y'all will still have like the time from the morning to way in the afternoon. It will still be the same time because field events goes on during the same time. It doesn't take up more time.
Yeah, it's really not that much about time. It's really about why are all of these pointless events going on if nobody's paying attention to them for the most part.
I don't think that anything would change because I mean your argument is that nobody watches them. So people are going to continue to not watch them and then track will do fine.
Exactly.
So if that's your argument, then sure. But we shouldn't like just throw away field events. Like, no, we should still try to grow them as a sport. Because that, if you grow field events, that also helps. Yeah, and we're dropping the ball right now.
How would you suggest field events get grown?
That's a good question. That's what we're trying to do.
Marketing, it's been 100. So marketing wise, let's just say y'all were a marketing agency. What would y'all do? What would y'all do?
What'd you say?
What would y'all do?
I would make meets more easily watchable. Like you have to go through all of these hoops to watch meets. You can't find anything. So that's the first thing. Second thing is provide like that's the main thing.
I feel like what would be dope is at the meets they have like two cameras, like one for the like watching the running events and one for just for the field events. That would be dope. Like so people can just watch both of them if they want it.
Yeah,
simple like that. That's literally all they got to do. Just have one for the field events. Like I don't know why they try to fuck it up and just like I don't know, keep going in between and whatever. I don't want to watch distance. I'm so for real. I don't want to watch distance.
Bro, distance is the biggest draw in the whole sport.
I don't want to watch distance. I want to watch the field events.
Right, but they cater to the majority.
Everybody has their own thing. Everybody has their own thing to watch.
They cater to the majority. So people who are filling these stands, if the majority of them are here to watch distance, we're going to cater to
how
those
we
people.
Could do it. You were just asking how we could do it.
Right.
That's how we could do it.
I'm saying like be logical with it though.
That is logical. They would have two different cameras. That's very logical.
Yeah. Have throws cam, jumps cam, distance cam, running cam.
But if they're going on at the same time and it's one screen in a thing like. All right. Like how would you show it?
But it would just, so it doesn't take anything. How does that take anything away from track? The solution that we're offering takes nothing away from track. The track events.
I gotta
no, but I'm saying how would you grow the field if you were a marketing person?
Hold on, let Ford talk.
Everybody's saying like, how does removing field actually benefit track and field? Well, I think for one, it makes more money go around because number one is you don't have to pay those field athletes anymore. No more appearance fees for those athletes, and that's more money to pay those runners coming in. So that's a big difference already. 2, equipment. Now you don't have to have those cameras and all that stuff. You don't have to have workers for those people. So that's less workers you're paying, less cameras you have to purchase, less materials you're worried about. That's 2. Those are the 2 big things that will make a huge difference. And 3, venues. Your venues don't have to be as large to contain like sand pits, things like that. And it can be more focused on things for runners in the track side of track and field. And so those 3 things alone would bring so much more money to the pot, and it would stop everything from being spread out everywhere as much. So those would make a very huge difference by just pulling field events alone, because that's long jump, triple jump, cool, same pit. Y'all can say that. Okay, pole vault, shot put, javelin, discus. That's a whole bunch of athletes that you don't have to pay. Let's say at very bare minimum you have 10 athletes in each of those events. That's already 60 athletes you have to pay less, and that's a lot of money split around those people.
So basically, you're trying to say fuck field events, fuck field event athletes.
I'm not.
They should go get USA track and field to succeed internationally. You cannot just diss field events like this.
But I mean, field events don't get paid that much internationally. Will Clay was one of the best jumpers in the world.
We're talking about an American.
He was an Olympic medalist. It don't matter if you from the middle of Africa, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. If you are an Olympic medalist, don't you think that's what your appearance fee is based off of? Like your accolades.
I'm telling you, it's
no. Your appearance fee is based off of your accolades.
Fact, bro, you just thinking just because you talked to you used to watch that one interview one time,
bro. I know a lot of these guys personally.
Who?
I ain't gonna say too many names. I ain't gonna say too many names. No, from all over the world, actually.
I have a question then. So you saying an American going overseas to a different country
as an
not
Olympic
getting a
medalist,
high appearance fee? It doesn't matter. An American going over to a different country, not getting a high appearance fee is the sole reason why. Like that's what makes like field events not paid. Like that's the only example you need.
If Noah Lyles goes to Europe, he's getting paid more than Marcel Jacobs, and he's American, and Marcel Jacobs from Europe.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
And they're both Olympic champions. They're both Olympic champions.
I agree. Also, though, Noah is definitely a more vocal person, and if you're going to use that as an example, Noah has literally gathered the attentions of millions of people who are outside of track and field. He's done a lot of good stuff for track and field in terms of viewership.
Fred Curley really don't say nothing. He's going over there and getting more than Marcel Jacobs.
In Italy?
That's what you said.
Anywhere in Europe. Anywhere in Europe.
I don't know if I
can.
Yes.
Where you getting this
from? I can agree with that.
Where you getting this from? Where you getting this from?
Like I say, man, I know these guys personally.
Ain't Fred Curley just getting arrested?
You might know him personally. That has nothing to do with us. I'm just saying. I don't think an American is
exactly, man. Y'all saying what y'all think. I'm telling y'all what I know.
Okay. I'll tell you what I know. Then I know a person from a different country isn't going to come into the most prized person in that country and just get more viewership than him. Just because like that doesn't make sense to me. If they're both, for one, Fred hasn't won the Olympics. Marcel
he hasn't. And Fred will get more appearance fee than Marcel Jacobs anywhere in Europe, probably besides Italy.
I guess you can say that, but we don't really know that. I mean, I can't disagree because, like I said, we don't know that. I think that's probably the best comparison we're gonna get, Fred versus Marcel. But even at that, I still believe that the field event athletes overseas do get paid well enough to especially for the things that they provide to track and field, to where like you can't say they should just
no.
Like, F off.
You miss what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they don't get paid well enough. I'm saying they get paid significantly less than the runners.
Okay, well then what's the problem?
Why are they getting paid significantly less?
That's nothing to do with your main point, but
no, this is just about the point that we on right now. Why are they getting paid significantly less? And field is, and people equally care about track and field in Europe. Why are they getting paid so much less?
Even
exactly, because no one cares.
What are you?
People do care. People do care, but people obviously track has the it has the majority of the viewership. People learn about a field event, and then it might spark interest, and then they're going to be interested in it.
Hey,
But
let's just say that jumps are less popular, or field events are less popular than track. That still does not mean we should separate them.
Simple.
Even if they were less popular.
Especially Ford point of basically saying, fuck us, no money for field event athletes. Let's just push them to the side.
No, but that's a good point though. Not to say that field events shouldn't get paid money. They should get paid from track. They should get paid from having distance events and just doing distance thing. I mean from field events and doing field events, having field meets and things of that nature.
They do get paid for that though. What are you talking about?
So no, that's like that will be a benefit.
Okay.
That will be a benefit of separating. If you separate field from track, the field events will get all the money there. The reason field events don't get a lot of money in track is because they have to pay the track athletes. So if you separate the two, both of them will get paid whatever they're generating, and then you will really see who cares and who don't care.
Bro, that's not gonna change nothing. Like I'm telling you, like it's just your system. It just
I'm making too much sense. I know, man.
At the end of the day, what you're saying is going to hurt a lot of field events, especially in America, because people in America don't have the common sense or really the knowledge to go out and learn. They can only comprehend.
No, it's not the common sense. It's the lack of interest. They don't care. You can't force people to care about things that they don't care about.
That's true.
How do you know they don't care or they just don't understand? Because I know.
Right. I'm gonna just speak from experience. If you break down the triple, I understand the long jump. I mean, I don't watch it just because I don't care. Pole vault, if a certain person is jumping, I'll watch it. But just generally, I wouldn't watch it because I don't care. There are millions of people out there that are the exact same way. Like people aren't watching field just because they don't understand it. They aren't watching it because they don't care to understand it.
So you're saying, okay. So basically, removing field events I'm gonna put this here. Moving field events, you think track viewership will grow?
Yes.
Wouldn't the same amount of viewers stay?
Yeah.
That care about track, wouldn't they stay with just track? If in this scenario we remove track and field,
you lagged out. You have to be saying something crazy.
No, you were lagging, gang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were lagging way worse.
Wait. What did you say?
I'm saying, say we separate track and field, right? I don't think the viewership. Me personally, I don't think the viewers will grow. I think the people who don't quote unquote care about field, they will just stay with track. The viewership isn't going to grow. The viewership will grow based on the popularity from online personalities like Noah Lyles. He's not an online personality, but he's a personality, right? He's a goofy guy, right? And that's what brought viewership. And especially when he's like, NBA world champions of what? That brought a lot of viewership, right? It's not going to change unless we have people interacting with people on the outside of the track world.
But no, also, like the point I made earlier with the money, with all that extra money, you can put that in marketing, advertising.
Yes, because running is something that people actually know about. Like it's an easy concept to understand. So if you pay for extra marketing with something somebody already understands, you can take it to a new level. Now, spending money on things that people don't understand and it's hard to explain, or people just don't care about, you're wasting your money. You're just throwing your money away. So I really say separate track and field, not for the benefit of track. It's really more so for the benefit of field.
No, it's not, bro.
Bro, it is. It literally
you need
is.
each other to work. Like
no, hell no.
Explain.
Track will work just fine without
field.
No,
okay, explain that in like a college system, like with all these other sports.
If we go to an NCAA track meet, we go to an NCAA track meet, and there's no field events going, and they just say nationals. You have nationals at Eugene, and there's no field events there. Is the turnout going to be any different? Is it going to be significantly less?
The
No,
turnout might
but
not
if
be
you
different, but the rating definitely would be, because you would just be watching
the
nothing.
rating's gonna be higher.
Dude, you would be watching the field and just blankness. They're gonna be setting up hurdles, and you're gonna have people just sitting there in the hot sun watching that. Have you been Aaron? Have you been to NCAAs?
Yes.
Okay, so you see that they're not they're not running the entire time.
Right.
Matter of fact, majority of the time they're probably setting up for the next event. It's not a It's not like you in one race and the next race start instantly. They have a lot of other components that goes into it, which is why it doesn't make sense to someone like me who's been to a ton of track meets my entire life to say that if you remove field, track is going to do better, because nothing will change. If anything, rating will go down because it's going to be boring. People are going to go to the meet.
Bro, but look, I'm not speaking about the ratings, because not that many people are watching the NCAA meet. You got to pay to watch it anyways. You got to pay to watch it. So I'm speaking about people showing. That's where the money's coming from. People actually showing up there. If people have to show up and they separated track and field in the NCAA and they had nationals, what are the stands going to look like on the field days, and what are the stands going to look like on the running days?
Okay, I'll tell you. On the field days, the stands are going to have people. Contrary to your beliefs, I promise you they're going to have people. It's not going to be as much as track, because people cannot understand. Like they know what fast speed is. They want to see the fastest person. Right. I will tell you that certain events aren't going to have that much viewership either. There's not going to be that many people there at the beginning of the day. They're going to all come towards the end for the 100. That's really the only, that's the main event of a track meet. That is. But
earlier you were saying that the mile is killing the 100.
No, it's killing the sprints overall. The 100 is still good without the rest of them. The mile is probably in Eugene, especially the most popular event in Eugene. That's their stuff up there. But they're probably going to show up to watch the mile. There's specific events. There's probably not going to be that many people watching the 400 hurdles compared to the mile and the 100. So it's still going to be some form of discrepancy.
Yeah, but you got to think all of the 400 hurdles. Unfortunately, that's a part of running. If I could throw them in there with the field events, I'll separate them too. But
slow down, brother.
They're on the track and they're running. They're on the track and they're running, so it's something that people can somewhat be kind of familiar with. I don't think, that's why I said this earlier, I don't think people aren't watching field events because they don't understand. They don't care to understand. Even just people in track, not just outside people in track. There's people on your team. There's majority of your teammates. They aren't watching field events, not because they don't understand what you're doing. They don't care what you're doing. I mean, you're good, so they might tune in and watch you. Like Mondo, I'll tune in and watch Mondo because he's really good. But just like for an average person who's triple jumping versus an average person running 100, I'd rather watch a dude run 10.5 than to watch a triple jumper jump.
That's just the difference between people like you and people like us.
Right, but there's more people like me, though. That's why they're catering to the people like me.
Also, you can make that argument, but I don't think anybody wants to go watch a guy run 11.4.
Okay, but think about this.
No, they don't, but they rather watch that than watch a triple jump.
Let's forward.
Comparatively, if you take how the average, when you watch something, right, you judge how good something is based off of what you can do. So if a person watching on TV, they don't know much about track and field. They see somebody jump they jump in the sand. I can do that. But people understand how fast. They see Usain Bolt. They know speed. They see people. They race people. They understand how fast people actually truly are when they see these races and things like that. And also, this is against, I guess, all y'all in here with hurdles. The whole concept of hurdles makes sense to people because it's wow, that's crazy. I couldn't do that. I could not sit here and run 110 hurdles. I cannot sit here and run full speed and have to jump over those hurdles. When people see how high our hurdles are, people want to watch how the heck are these people going to get over these hurdles. 400 hurdles, most people that have ran track at some point in their life understand how hard a 400 is. And then you add barriers to that. So that makes it interesting. It's wow, these people are crazy. How are they going to do this? And it adds another, factor into it to make it interesting. And so
you don't think people think throwing a large metal ball as far as you can it's not interesting at all to anybody?
I don't think they don't think it's interesting, but I think it's harder to comparatively say they can't do that because people mentally aren't capable of understanding how challenging that is. If you ask a person if they could throw that metal ball 75% as far as most shoppers, I guarantee you a grown man sitting on his couch would say he could probably do that. But if you ask a grown man sitting on his couch who's never did nothing in his life, can he go over there and jump over that hurdle and run? He would tell you, heck, no. Like, do y'all disagree?
I low key, I don't disagree with like the speed. I do disagree with the hurdle thing. I do think a lot of people genuinely believe they can hurdle because I've seen it firsthand at my school. It doesn't end well, but I see what you're saying. Like, people don't understand how they can't apply themselves to the event. But I don't think that's the reason. Like, you can't take someone's ignorance and use that as a reason why we should just get rid of a sport. I think people need to understand it, and maybe they'd be interested. I'm not saying shove it down their mouth. Like, don't put the field events over the sprinting events because we just want more people like to watch it. I think the issue is it's just it can be solved. You're not trying to solve, Aaron. You're not trying to solve it. You're just trying to like completely.
Bro, I am trying to solve it. Separate it and make it its own thing to where it's the only thing going on there. And if it's the only thing happening, then people can like kind of understand what's going on. A person who doesn't understand pole vault, if he has to watch pole vault and watch the mile at the same time, more than likely he's going to tune out of that pole vault and just forget what even happened. But if he goes to Mondo event and watch that the whole time, they got like the runway lit up and that's the only thing there. So you're forced to pay attention to.
You know, maybe that is something.
So you say you don't want to like force it down people's throat to understand it. You almost have to.
That's scary. We didn't hear what you said. You kind of lagged a bit, but I think what we need to do from like here onwards as a community in track and field, I think there does need to be more of an emphasis on field only events because people like you will never understand, and people like us understand, and we're interested. And I know there's other people like us. You don't know because you're in your own sector. You're an American who makes sprint content primarily, and you have a large following of high schoolers who also are.
I just make track content, man.
Okay, yeah, you make track.
And
content.
I have a really my distance audience is bigger than anybody else.
Let him finish his point though.
Go ahead.
So I think the field events we need to cut like what jump professors are doing. We need to start our own leagues, gain our own interest, because at the end of the day, I'm in this for myself. I'm in this for the people who support my values and my opinions. If you don't support that, I'm not in it for you. And I think that's something that also across the world that they need to do the exact same thing. Even though I think it's overseas, I think they have more of an understanding of field events and they are more interested. I think America as a whole, we need to probably not separate the sport. That's dumb. Regardless of like what you think, I think that's not going to help at all. I think field events do need to prioritize having their own events separate from track, because track is going to do it regardless, as you see with the leagues. And when the leagues fail, because they probably will, since there's too many of them. There's too many of them. That's the harsh reality. When the leagues fail, I promise you, and I will maybe we'll come back together and create an actual solution instead of ignoring the problem at hand. Marketing for track is always going to suck. You know that. We all know that. They haven't figured it out. Viewership is never going to be at its highest because we're going to constantly be having to pay for Peacock and then Netflix and like all these other random subscriptions. At the end of the day, I think I can agree with you on field events not separating from track, but at least hosting their own events, because we are in this for ourselves. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah,
I can say that.
We can. And do you know why? Like you said, marketing will always suck for track. But do you know why? Marketing sucks for track.
I think I have a good idea of it. I think it's always kind of sucked for track, but I think they've done a really good job at marketing the sprint, like the 100, like when Usain Bolt's there. Like they did a really good job at marketing that. I do think that they emphasize it a lot because the vast majority of people want to see who's the fastest man in the world.
Right.
I believe that. And also I would like to say that this kind of reminds me of a men versus women's argument too, because as you would probably agree, the women's track and field doesn't get as much as attention as the men. So do we separate that too? Like, well, this is the issue. Once you open up one door, all of them get open. It's not like you.
I think the women
those.
are actually more popular, especially when it on the sprint side.
Who is more popular? Like
general. That's a general like
Sha'Carri, Shelly Ann, Sharika Jackson.
I don't think they're more popular than Noah Lyles. I will tell you that right now.
If you just do the average, like the average top people on the women are bigger than the average top on the men. And like, what would you compare popularity off of?
That's also another great factor.
You can say, oh, who gets more views, who has more social media followers. The women are killing the guys.
I think that's for a little bit of a different reason than just tracking.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like that's
But what Jay said, let's try to get back onto the topic. I forgot where we were even on, but
it was the marketing side. I'm gonna tell you why. The marketing is. I'm gonna say the marketing isn't bad in track, and they spend millions of dollars on marketing every year, whether you know that or not.
I know they do. Yeah.
The reason track is not big, and the reason Bolt was so much bigger and he just seemed so much different than all of these other athletes is because he carried himself like a professional star. These guys nowadays, track doesn't seem glamorous. People look to things that they want to obtain or they want to be like. If you see someone that's like super flashy, you kind of want to be like that. But every time a track person does an interview, it's like, we don't make any money. Our sport sucks. So it's like you can't really market, like no matter how much you put into this, every time they open their mouth, they just talking about how bad everything is. So no one is going to like just tune in. So while every other sport elevated and track stayed the same, that's a big reason why.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And to be honest, I don't think we're ever gonna like. That's not really even a field event versus track. I think that's just an issue in general with track and field. Like the athletes have to take it among we have to take it among ourselves to give people something they want to watch, because even like outside of the 100, I don't think most people on Earth are gonna care to watch some random guy run like 43.9 in the 400 and like that's it. Like they want to see a superstar. Like they want to see a superstar, and that's a great point that you made about Usain.
Yeah, I think with the field, they legit have to, like, when they get interviewed, they have to talk about how much they don't make because they're getting paid so much less than all of the runners. So they feel like the only way I can even get a pay raise if I just mention it. And if I'm on a global stage and they put a mic in front of my face, I have to mention they're getting paid way more than me, despite me working hard and winning all of these medals. So it's like there's not really stars in the field. I mean, there are stars. You have anomalies. You have a Ryan Krauser who's getting paid a lot, and Armando Duplantis. But like the average person who's making an Olympic final in a field event, they really aren't making that much money, so they can't carry themselves like a star.
Mm-hmm. I disagree with that. I think the issue is they're focusing on just trying to get money, but they're not providing any kind of interest to get money, and that's another like big thing that's the issue with track in general. You have to provide something that people want to watch. I disagree completely with people are like complaining about not getting paid in interviews, because that's not going to solve your issue. If anything, it's going to make you more unlikable. People aren't going to like you if you complain about not getting money. You have to find a way to bring in viewership, and that's what we're trying to do. I want the field events. I want every single field event in the NCAA to have the same kind of league that we created. I want every single one of them to have this exact same thing, because until we take it upon ourselves to actually make the sport like more interesting, nothing's ever going to change. It's going to hurt field and track. Like people have to take it among themselves to go out and not everybody has a name like Usain Bolt. Not everybody might be as flat, but you can do something. You can do something. Even like what you did, what Ford's like, what all of us are doing right now. Like this is what's going to help track and field.
Yeah, and I think the people who run the sport too, they're just too old. There's like no way of really being innovative with people who've been stuck doing a certain thing a certain way. It's like really hard to change. So if you just only know one way and you hear a new solution, you're kind of like reluctant to try it because you're just you feel like this way. I've been comfortable doing this way. So why even try something different?
Yeah. I'm reading the comments. Everything track. That's a pretty interesting statement you made.
Yeah. That's a. I'm not gonna. That's an Aaron Brown fan for sure.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is my mic working? I think it was muted for a bit.
Yeah, it's working.
Oh, it's working.
My bad. I think the most important weakness in Aaron's argument right now is that in a lot of ways, what you're proposing isn't even like practical. There's so many more steps that you could take before removing field events from track that would make so much more of a difference. Like the indoor facilities are already built. The outdoor facilities are already built. Like these spaces that track has are all made for both track and field, but it's still not popular. I think that focusing on marketing, focusing on providing like reasonable viewership options, making these meets like whether it's Grand Slam track, something like JBL Jump Fest, something like Mondo Classic, making these individual events that are watchable and entertaining, a good viewing experience is going to do so much more for the whole sport of track and field than taking the insane leap in judgment that would come from removing field events from track and field. And not only that, but it would hurt USA track and field USA athletics internationally, because you would be placing less of a focus on field events, which means that we get less medals at the Olympics and what. So it's not good for the sport at this point in time. And there's so many more steps that we could take before that.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Like, especially I hear like with the marketing, I hear the marketing thing all the time. But even with that, that's not going like they already spend millions of dollars in marketing every year. I don't care how many.
But they're doing it poorly. They're doing it like they're giving this to Flow Track. They're giving it to all of these these
no,
places.
But they're also doing commercials as well. Like I did a Nike commercial with Jakob Ingebrigtsen last year. It doesn't matter how much money you put into a loser, he's a loser at the end of the day. So if we don't find this person entertaining, just because you put a bunch of money behind him and put him in front of us, we still aren't going to gravitate towards that person. The reason it's not big is because the athletes aren't stars. They don't carry themselves like stars. They don't carry themselves like professional athletes. When we watch track, we think of them like as everyday people. When we see a track person, if I see a Noah Lyles, if I see a Fred Curley, if I see a whoever, a Mondo, I don't see him as a superstar. I just see him as a regular person. Like they don't, I mean, Mondo does, but a lot of these guys don't carry themselves as like stars for the most part.
Yeah. As an individual sport, the athletes need to do a better job of marketing themselves and making themselves because that's going to do the most for their own profitability. Like if you market yourself, what are y'all dying about?
The chat.
The comments, bro.
Oh, they've been calling everybody gay. They call me gay. They called
Reds
gay.
They said the kid Leroy.
Wait. Shoot. Why is the killer?
Bro, we're gonna have to wrap this up soon because I don't feel like we're getting nowhere, bro. Because
we have a part 2, bro. We're gonna have a part 2. Do more research, all right?
Yeah. Hey, imagine we have like a structured debate. Like you got like presentation of argument, cross examination.
Next
That'd be
debate
hilarious.
gonna be we can fix track and field.
Okay, yeah, the solutions.
That's
get some solutions.
That's
the
a productive conversation.
This is the argument.
Yeah, I feel like we should all come together because if we all boost each other, that's more viewership and like we can actually all get paid, bro. Instead of just trying to
Bro, but a lot of these athletes feel like that if I help another person or if I do this, that's gonna be less money that I make. So it's like I'm not gonna help this person, or I'm not gonna even mention this person. I'm not gonna repost this person or even talk about this person. So it's just, I mean, it's an individual sport, but in this individual sport, I mean, there is enough to go around regardless for the track people. And if everybody hating, then yeah, it ain't gonna go good.
Get a look at this guy. Smig Ray. Let's go back to that. I can tell the 5 others in this call are rolled.
Who are you? Who are you?
You don't know nothing about track and field right now, buddy. Because let's keep it a buck, man.
Dude, y'all just call everybody gay,
bro. That, like, I keep on seeing that.
Yeah, bro.
I see so many rainbows.
Bro.
It's crazy.
Somebody
No
said Aaron headphones got wires on them. Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
Chill.
Bro, yeah, your fans crazy. I might get death threats after this shit.
What's your personal
My
best?
fans be all positive and happy, like, oh my God,
Sure.
Ford, like, what's up, Ford, blah, blah. Aaron, your fans scare me. Oof.
Yeah, for real.
Man, they
Even
real
Ford
killers,
saying
man.
that shit. You know that means some shit, bro. Damn. Damn.
All right, so we got to come up with a solution to fix track and field to make track and field rich.
For real, bro. I
Facts.
feel like we should
I love
all
that.
uplift each other, bro. Not put each other down, bro. Simple. Real.
But I'm not
What
glad
you
that
feel?
the whole point of like other athletes, like single athletes marketing themselves better is valid. And then not supporting other athletes is valid too. Because think about it, you rarely see, unless you like personally know somebody, you never see Noah Lyles or a big athlete just repost another big athlete because they know him.
Well, those guys don't really like Noah. Like, it's not like they just aren't reposting them just because they aren't. They genuinely don't like, bro.
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
But-
But if you
People
look
in the
at somebody
chat
like
saying
Tara
bad.
Davis, she's done an incredible job of marketing herself. Her YouTube, or her and Hunter's YouTube pull like a lot of views, and she's entertaining to watch. So if you are a professional track athlete who wants to make money, you need to learn how to market yourself and put people around you that know what they're doing. Like Noah and Kenny Bednarek did the same thing. They've got great content on YouTube, and so
Man, Kenny
people
don't
know
be
that.
getting no views. Great content, though.
I went to his page the other day.
Kenny don't be getting no views, but Tara Davis, she does really well. And I think she's really entertaining on YouTube. But despite how entertaining she is, I would never watch her long jump because I don't care. They could put Taylor Swift out there long jump and I wouldn't watch it just because I simply don't care.
People are saying that sports betting would add a lot of
It
different
would.
revenue to track, and I think that's
Yeah.
also a really, really good point. Like
Yeah, but
that
so
might
many different
revolutionize.
factors in track though. Like, think about how the rate of people get injured at track meets, different things that happen. You feel me? I felt that's so different. Like fantasy football, you feel me? That like people money fantasy football, things like that. People parlays on individual basketball games and stuff like that. That's a lot easier to predict. But like you got so many.
I ain't gonna lie, that ain't stopping nobody from putting
Exactly.
in their parlays.
Yeah, no.
They do it for horse races.
They want
bro.
to make
Come
money,
on.
bro.
No, that's valid. That's valid.
But think about this. If you do like the betting in tracks, the athletes, we already say they don't get paid that much. If they go to a diamond league meet and it's $30K to win, but if I put my money on a guy like Joseph Fombule, who the odds are like 10 to 1, if he win, I make $100,000. The athletes are going to be rigging it more than like everybody
No,
else. So
because I could just tell you, hey, bro, bet on me getting last. Like bet on bet on this time. You feel me? And I go take that little 50K check from you. We split it half and half. You feel me? That's betting that little 30K from Diamond League.
yeah, but I think it'll definitely make it more.
For college football, bro.
It would definitely bring in people who don't care though, and like I think even at track meets, if you sell alcohol at track meets, that will bring in like more people.
And also though, y'all got to think though. Another thing about like marketing yourself is, if you're a track athlete, right, and you claim you feel like you want to be like have a strong personality, things like that, and be confident, all of that stuff, then you label as cocky and arrogant. I'm pretty sure half y'all in here, especially you, Aaron, I feel you all see that. You say you good, oh, the whole word on your line now. Then don't win, you win. Oh, now you really cocky, he's arrogant, he don't deserve to win. But then you lose. This guy just talks too much, blah, blah. He effing sucks, blah, 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 blah. So then, right, you're not confident and you're quiet and you win and they like, oh, this person's boring, blah, blah. That's why Chuck don't got no money. Then you lose and it's like, this is roll, like he's trash, he sucks, you feel me? So like either way, ding there, any personality, it's very hard. And like it's very rare to have a certain type of personality too. And like I feel like it's very like a very thin line of what's acceptable and what can make you like severely like. Now, Noah Lyles made himself so hated to where you feel me. Eventually, like, enough people's gonna see him to where somebody's gonna like him, and then you feel me, start catching on, and then people want to see him lose. People want to see if he's gonna back up what he say. He talks so big, it's like, dang, like is he really gonna do this? And people like watch that drama. It makes it dramatic. It makes it drama. It makes a storyline, y'all. It gives you something to think about in the races, before the races, to talk about. And so I feel like that's another part of the reason why he ended up so big.
Somebody just said that Aaron does just that, and that's true. Aaron has made himself very liked by one group of people, but I've been on the other side too. I see all the hate comments that he getting on like somebody else's page. I'm like, yeah, that's what's gonna come with it. Now I know like people take social media stuff too serious. Like they'll probably watch this debate and like hate all of us and love y'all. But like,
I've seen hate comments on every single person in this.
Exactly.
Like, every single one I've seen a negative comment about all of us in here at least once.
Yeah, so that's just something people have to get used to. I don't even think it's that bad. Like someone just was talking about the cyberbullying post that World Athletics posted. It is not. It's not that.
Bro, it's so dramatic, bro. I'm not. They can say like, oh, like they got cooked and they'd be like, that's bullying, bro. Like it's not.
It's not that serious. That's the simple stuff that's gonna have to change, like the leadership. How y'all talk about the older people.
Exactly.
Definitely need to get some younger souls in.
Ain't nobody worried about cyberbullying.
Bro, like these are adults, bro. And at the end of the day, like what Ford was just talking about with the way people act and the things that they say, a lot of people in track, especially the professional level, are scared to take that leap because they care too much about what people will say and what people think about them. At the end of the day, you're a professional athlete, so carry yourself as so. Look at what's the dude that plays for the Ravens, Andrews.
Yeah, Mark Andrews.
I'm pretty sure he got more crazy DMs and messages than anybody in track and field history.
Yeah.
Just last night alone.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because those people aren't the ones signing your check. Those people, like whatever. Like if those people care that much, that means those people are paying to watch you or they're watching you and them watching was getting you paid. So rather whatever people think about you, as long as they watch you, you will get paid more. And a lot of people just don't take that into consideration.
Whoa, how are we rage baiting at this point? We're being the most charitable that we've been in the entire conversation. That makes absolutely no sense.
But you gotta understand, these people aren't like they're not watching the stream to like hear us out. They're watching to support Aaron. Like that's they're really watching to support him.
And
man, they just on the side of logic, man.
People just sitting there talking about some, oh y'all suck, but they don't even know nothing about us. Like,
yeah, like they don't know him, and they talking about he sucked.
Oh, I said I'm head honcho in the NCAA, but you can't never go to my teachers and be like, oh, I'm trash. He sucks. You feel me? Ever.
Like who is everything trap, bro? Like I like who is you, bro? Like, I really don't know you, bro. Like who is you, bro? Like for real, nigga.
Like, bro, what we're doing right now, is what professional track athletes do. Like they just like go through their comments, and like that's really why I got so big in track because I know I can say something and I could get the biggest person in track to respond to me. So I'm like, damn, if I could do this in any other sport, I would be a millionaire. Like I made $100,000 just off of beefing with track athletes and responding back and forth to the top people in the sport. If I could do this in the NFL, if I could beef with Patrick Mahomes online, I would be rich.
That's valid. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, I fully agree with you. We do not disagree with that statement. That is true. That is very true.
Shoot. Hey, shit.
Yeah. So I think we need to come back around to this with how do we make track as a whole better? Like what are the solutions?
Yeah.
Because I think there's solutions that we could take before removing field events.
Okay, we need to also measure like what are we using to measure better? Bringing in more money, bringing in more views, bringing more popular. You feel me? I think good measurement would be bringing in more money, but hey.
Bro, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of money in track, but they don't have to pay the athletes the money because they're gonna do it anyways. A lot of these guys will do it for free. So why would I pay you money for what you would do for free anyway? So,
and I think another problem is we don't have a professional league for real. Like anybody can call.
I think Grand Slam will be. I'm not gonna lie. We should lucky do this again, but talking about Grand Slam because I think Grand Slam has a chance to be like amazing. Imagine if Grand Slam does a draft every year of college athletes.
That would be interesting, but I don't know.
There would be no field events drafted.
Yeah. They won't do that though. Their whole agenda is like the fastest athletes in the world. That's their whole thing. So why would they get some college athlete?
They change it a little bit up. Think about it. Think about NCAA champions bring so much viewership. Certain ones. Because this ain't no shot. Much love, Chris. But when Chris Robinson run the 400 hurdles, everybody's like, "Who is this guy?" You feel me? But Parker Velby wins the NCAA's. Oh my God, blah blah. So many videos, there's so much media coverage all over the world. You feel me?
That's something different though.
That okay, that's valid. That's valid. Louis won the 100-yard, and then you know what? I'm gonna keep searching comments to myself.
All right.
we're gonna take a step back here tonight.
I don't think that will. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But shit. Anybody else got anything else?
Okay,
to say?
I ain't gonna lie. Sober Sushi.
He's not lying. Last year, indoor
indoors,
was in Boston.
yeah.
It was in Boston, and bro, I went to the New Balance Nationals the day after indoor, and I ain't gonna lie, they had the fireworks going indoor and everything. I'm like, damn, Nationals was just here yesterday, and the NCAA could never.
The VA showcase I heard was hype too.
Yeah, and they be pushing those high school. I ain't gonna lie, those high school kids, besides a lot of these top pros, those high school kids be the top people in the sport.
But it's because of the way they market these meets, right? You look how they market a VA showcase.
True. They was marking the fuck out that shit, bro.
But I think with the high school kids though, it's more so more high school kids. Like they at these meets and they care more. Like it's just a lot of people. And if you're really good in high school too, your fan base is gonna be big because you're around a lot of people who care and they want to be like that. But once you get older, it's just like less people care. And that's for all events, like less people just care. So these high school kids, they be coming out of high school with $50,000 a year NIL deals with New Balance, and yeah, these pros be getting gear contracts.
Yeah,
I can see that.
These companies are getting smarter, yeah. Like these companies literally trying to find like the next big thing, bro. Like New Balance, Nationals, Nike. Now these kids only getting faster and faster. It's like, you feel me? You got Quincy's, you got Gout. You feel me? You got Jake at up there in what's that Baltimore where they at? That area, y'all know what I'm talking about, the East Coast area. They're trying to get in all these like little young high school athletes and get in before they blow big. You feel me? So they can build so they can have their hands on them before they start getting all this attention, things like that, or as they start and while they're young. If you think about it, right? If you offer a high schooler 30 bands and all they gotta do is just wear your stuff everywhere, blah blah, and then they go big all through all through our college, promoting your brand, basically everything. Wouldn't you rather do that and give them 30 bands early than sitting here by the time they about to graduate college and they're like 30 bands is nothing? Because I know 30 bands to me now versus 30 bands to me my senior high school is two different 30 bands. 30 bands is senior high school. I've been like, what do you need? I do need anything. You feel me? 30 bands now. I'm like, you feel me? Now that I see I can make 30 bands, it's like, okay, cool, that's nice, but it's like it's not as, you feel me, entertaining to me. Like, it don't please me as much. And so I'm just saying, like, these companies are, and so they take those athletes and they promote them. The big billboard in New York, y'all remember that? New Balance National, New Balance posted all these.
New York.
Or wasn't that Nike?
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Nike. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That program they've got is good. That the Nike Elite. I like it. Smart.
Like that's crazy. That's insane, bro. And that makes all these kids want to go buy their stuff. They're like, oh, that person's doing it, blah blah. And they see the people that's in their shoes. If you see another high schooler doing something, you're like, wow, I can do that. I ain't want to go to New Balance Nationals. Seeing my team is going to New Balance Nationals. I heard about how big it is and everybody doing all this stuff. You feel me? So like, it's just so much easier for these companies to market and pull like through the high schoolers.
Yeah, bro. Getting those kids is innovative. Especially if you go get a kid in high school. Just say you get a kid running 46 seconds in a 400. He's a kid in high school. I mean, 46 is not that fast in the grand scheme of things, but you can give him a little bread because he has a great influence. He's a kid with 40 bands. I mean, who runs 46, but he also has 50,000 followers on Instagram with all these people following him, want to be like him. I'm taking him over that guy coming out of college running 44.5 who nobody really knows or care about. Because their biggest goal at the end of the day, their shoe companies, they just want to sell product. You're going to sell more postering your product on this kid versus this person that no one knows, despite how fast he's running.
Why do y'all think college track is struggling compared to high school? Like, why specifically? What is college track doing wrong versus like what is high school doing right? Because we've been talking about what high school does so well, but like
I think it scores individually. high school track, once you do good, every high school like if you run 47 in high school, we might be like that's mid. High schoolers still think 47 is crazy, dang near. You run 46, Paul, you're the track demon, you feel me? But in college, you feel me? We see a fast, I'm like, oh, that person fast, blah, blah. We couldn't care less for real. We worry about ourselves. We're trying to get better. And so if your team is not like your team media not promoting you, posting you, I feel like that plays a big factor in your career too. Because if you look at it, Texas does a great job with their athletes. USC be on Trackletics post every single time. Reposting athletes, getting their face out there. And I feel like in high school, it's all about, you feel me, other athletes, the high school athletes, and it's a lot more. Think about the number of high school athletes. So they go follow that fast, quote unquote athlete, things like that, support them, all of that. But in college, I see a fast person, cool. I might give him a follow, I might hit him up, you feel me, all that stuff. But it's a lot less of us, and then we got a lot of pride, and we worry about ourselves.
That you hit that spot on. It's the pride too, bro. When I was in high school, like posting the TikToks and stuff, and not a single like person in college would like ever like, you know, like follow or like show love. But I'm telling you, the high school kids eat it up. My audience, I'll admit to it, all like 92,000 of my followers are high school kids. They're not people in college. People in college feel like they're too good to show you any kind of love and support. They're just more focused on themselves. High school kids will go out of their way to show support, and then people like prodigies. I mean, you're not really a prodigy if you're running 45 or 46 in college. That's average now. Like everybody running that. In high school, if you're running that, everybody wants to know, like, oh no, this kid might be the next big thing. And yeah, that kind of adds into what all y'all just said. Like, people want the next big thing.
In a span of 1 year, you can go from being looked at like the greatest thing in the nation to mid.
Facts.
You run 45.9 your senior year of high school. Everybody's like, "Ha, you run 45.9 your freshman year of college." They're like, "Okay."
Hey guys, I think we should definitely save this for the part 2 though.
All right, yeah.
Because it's kind of dragging on. It's 2 hours now.
All right.
So, yeah, this is great content. We'll keep it around, but
go sub to my YouTube guys. 4X Hurdles.
Yeah, everybody sub up to Jump Up Professors. Fuck everything track, bro. You a waste man, bro. I don't know. Get a job, a real job, bro. Come on.
He said he had like more followers than both of us, but like
I went to his page. He don't get no views.
He's got 200 views, bro.
No views, no motion, bro. What you talking about?
Can't say that. Yeah. So.
Man.
Why is everybody keep calling people gay? Jesus.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all been wild in the comments. I ain't gonna lie. I'm low key reading
the two guys in the middle get no interactions. Yeah, I have. Ain't no point even saying that.
It's the best insult. Crazy.
They trying to get all their stuff out before we end the stream.
Come on. Hey, insult us as much as possible. I'm just joking. Don't do that. Don't do that. Our self-esteems are gonna be ruined for.
Facts.
Two middle, two random.
Bro, nigga, you run 11.8, bro. Shut up, bro. I'm done, bro. I'm done with it. Yeah. Y'all peace, bro. Y'all take care, bro.
Y'all take care,
bro.
All right, bro.
Adios.
World champion of what? World champion of what?
I can chop a world lead, I don't even like running. You gotta run fast just to go and get some money. I'm no Elias K, you know how I'm coming. I ain't going to no Olympics, I ain't running, I ain't jumping. I can make 100,000 at the crib being funny.